Lance Gooden, Republican from the state of Texas, who joins me here in New York City. Congressman, you have teamed up with Senator Josh Hawley, I believe, on a bill that would let parents sue social media if their child has been harmed by it. What kind of harm are we talking about here?
Well, you know, the whistleblower has talked about how Facebook totally disregarded the harms that Instagram causes to middle school and high school girls. I think that Facebook has really gone out of bounds with respect to how they have infiltrated our lives. These teenagers are destroying each other with social media. The statement that I just saw on the screen from Facebook, that they're trying to protect one's right to express themselves, I don't recall that statement coming out after they banned Donald Trump from being on Facebook. Do you?
I understand that. I just wonder how you can stop. How could Facebook stop youngsters taking pictures of themselves, altering their body shape, and getting nasty with each other about how each other looks? Well, I mean, that's what you're trying to stop. That's where the harm is. But how would Facebook stop that from happening?
Well, I'm not a techie by any means, but I know that they had protocols in place. They were very comfortable monitoring posts from around the election back in 2020. Apparently they stopped with those protocols after that. I know that they had safety protocols in place that they had discussed, but they were more interested in profits, and I think that they've got to do more. And if children are harming themselves or each other with social media, then I think someone needs to be held accountable, and I don't have a problem with that being Facebook.
Apart from your lawsuit, not your lawsuit, but your bill to let parents sue, what other form of regulation do you want to see of Facebook?
Well, we're talking about some major bills that were proposed earlier this year that were breaking up big tech, that were doing quite a bit to rein in big tech. They have said that we want to monitor speech. I mentioned the President Trump earlier, but big tech has gotten to the point where they're so big that they're controlling our daily lives. They have such huge powers. They've been unchecked.
Would you break them up?
I would, and Democrats and Republicans, I think, are really going to come together on this. I'm told later in the month we're going to take up these bills, and it's one of the few issues that people are united, I believe, in Washington in doing something about.
Later this month, this Congress will take up bills which would break up Facebook, and it's got support from both sides of the aisle.
There is bipartisan support for these bills, and the rumor is it will be taken up later this month. You know, with Nancy Pelosi, who knows, but she's indicated that she's interested in that.
Congressman Lance Gooden, welcome to New York. It's great having you here. We'll see you later.
Thanks.
Thanks very much, sir.